Hey, this is Stephen Platinum, your friend in wrestling with Platinum versus Smackdown. This is from March 12th, 2021. What about this show? Good choices made. They're having to play this weird game of making you want to see Fastlane, but still trying to hold things in line for WrestleMania. It's very odd, but I think SmackDown's doing a better job of this than Raw. Let's just get into it. There's just a couple of interesting things to talk about. I will comment along the way, etc., etc. Edge comes out to a big pop. Edge is going to take on either Daniel Bryan or Roman Reigns for the Universal title at WrestleMania 37. He's hyping that Fastlane main event. Edge kind of plays it as, I'm mad at, of course, Roman, F him, because, you know, he kept saying he wanted the match, and now he's bitching out and doesn't want it. And Daniel Bryan, though, I'm kind of mad at him, too. So, I don't like that Edge went after, you know, Daniel Bryan, you're wrestling on the indies while I'm taking on legends. It's like, okay. So, Bryan comes out. So they have a bit of a back and forth. It's a lot of talking. And one of the great things about SmackDown is they usually avoid these kind of long, drawn-out things, but they don't avoid it here. Not a fan. I hope this isn't a sign of how they're going to do things. We shall see. Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair are going to be on the KO show, and Big E will be back, recovering from Apollo Crews hurting him 3 weeks ago. So we got the Street Profits, Rey Mysterio and Dominic, versus Otis, Chad Gable, and the Smackdown Tag Team Champions Robert Roode and Dolph Ziggler. It is what it is. You just can't nitpick it. The ring work is fine. I am a little shocked that the baby faces go over, but go over they most certainly do. And then they celebrate, and that's it. They're going to see how Shane Helm surprised Molly Holly with the induction announcement during the bump this past Wednesday. Molly Holly is one of those rare people that when she gets into the Hall of Fame, I don't know any single person who has something negative to say about it, because she should be in there. And yay. Jey Uso is walking backstage. He goes to enter Roman Reigns' locker room, of course, but Heyman is outside asking him where he's going. He asks if Jey has talked to Reigns lately. Heyman says, well, you know how stressful Fridays are and all this kind of stuff. Jey says he'll come back later. Trouble in paradise. Kayla Braxton, after the commercials backstage with Seth Rollins, brings up Cesaro, says how he hit the Cesaro swing on Rollins a couple weeks ago. Rollins wonders why we're still talking about this. Rollins says Cesaro's the biggest waste of potential he's ever seen. Oh, hey. Kayla brings up his win over Murphy last week and says there's going to be a rematch tonight. This surprises Rollins, but he likes the idea. We're seeing all the brouhaha with Reginald and the WWE Tag Team Champions Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. There's a video of Jax and Baszler taking Reginald on a shopping trip. She's making Reginald try on different outfits and pose for photos, but Baszler is getting bored. Jax has love in her eyes while watching Reginald talk. Okay. Announcers hype up Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair. We got Cesaro versus Murphy. Hey, there's Murphy. Cesaro delivers a Cesaro swing, but Rollins rushes to the ring and attacks Cesaro for making the bell happen. Pounds on him. Rollins is really going after Cesaro. He's got a chair. He goes to deliver the stomp on the chair around Cesaro's neck, but Jamie Noble intercepts him midair while referees tend to Cesaro. Boos happen. Cameras cut backstage. We see Rollins approaching Shinsuke Nakamura. Ooh. Staring happens and walking away. So there. Sami Zayn approaches Kevin Owens backstage. Sami saying how he's getting screwed. Sami wants Owens in the documentary. Owens brushes it off. He's got the KO show to do. We need to expose the truth, says Sami. Well, think about it. And he walks off. There's a lot of segments where nothing of consequence gets decided and just things get introduced. Not necessarily a bad thing, but I'm just noticing. It's like a lot of it is just somebody like, well, maybe, and then walking off. Edge stops Jey Uso backstage. Oh boy. So Edge is like, I'm going to talk to you like a man. What are you doing, Jey? I remember seeing you in, like, that's, nothing says I've been around the WWE for a long time than I have to cut the promo of, I remember when. And they wonder why their demo is so old. Edge says, Jey tells Edge he needs to go home and be with his own family because after WrestleMania he won't be able to enjoy anything. Okay. Back to the ring, Kevin Owens is going to have the KO show. Got Nia Jax, he's got Bianca Belair, of course, and Sasha Banks. Owens brings up the point, the match will be even bigger if you guys are the WWE Women's Tag Title champions as well. He goes on about the tension between the two and wonders if there's some over Reginald. And, Banks interrupts, thank God. She can't help but look this good, and Reginald likes her. Belair doesn't like Banks' attitude. She believes that Reginald will be a problem for them at Fastlane. She calls herself, Sasha does, the Michael Jordan of the women's division. And maybe one day Belair can be like LeBron James. Oh. Two belts, Banks. All that good stuff. Tamina Snuka and Natalya versus Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair. Well, all kinds of shenanigans happens. Reginald is on the top of a table. Banks chases him into the ring and back out. Natalya takes advantage. Long story short, Belair gets rolled up by Tamina. It's shit. But I guess things got advanced. But boy, is it shit. They hype Big E returning tonight. And Nia Jax set all this up with Reginald, by the way. Dastardly. Back from the break, we see Bianca Belair and Sasha Banks arguing over the loss, Reginald's involvement. Banks says she's not taking blame for the loss and yells rookie in Belair's face. Ooh, snap. Go back to the ring and out comes Big E. Yay. They talk about what Big E did, what happened to Big E via Apollo Crews and the Steel Steps. This is a good bit of business here. It really is. Sami Zayn kind of gets involved at this, so now we have Sami Zayn against Big E. Oh, good stuff. They get a commercial break. The match is a very good one. At the end of the day, Big E wins. Good stuff. But then Crews hits that angle slam move, does it again, beats him up, stands on top of the stairs, which is the part of the picture that I have here. So that part really, really worked here at the end. It's nice to see the IC title and Big E's return being featured so prominently. No problem with any of that. Anyway, this has been Stephen Platinum, your friend in wrestling.